What is the hardest possible move to pull off in all of Beyblade Burst? Because I think I found it, and it goes by the name of Counter Break. Post-editing the green one here, I just want to say that I am fully aware that Left Burst made a video on this. I looked it up right now. Well, not his video, but I looked up if this had been done. And Left Burst has a really amazing video where he's trying to do the same type of thing, but he does it with 10 bays, not just one. However, I'm trying to get Counter Break to pull off a burst. He was just trying to get it to happen. So I do believe they are different enough. And with that being said, I'm just going to keep the video up. I'll link Left Burst down in the description below. If you have any issue with this video being up, if you feel like it's too similar, just reach out to me and I'll take it down immediately. But I hope you're okay with it because I'm uploading it. So yeah, no, hopefully no harm, no foul. So let's go ahead and get on to the video. Alright, I'm going to go over my goal for today's video. So my goal right now is, you see this driver, well I guess I don't need that, but this driver, which I apparently made pink there, is the Unite driver. And the Unite driver is really special for two reasons. One, it has a plastic tip right there, meaning the Beyblade can just use that plastic tip and get a lot of stamina. But two, it has a rubber ring. That rubber ring allows the Beyblade to A, when on the outside edge, go around it quickly, but B, when tilted on the rubber edge, the Beyblade creates like a flower pattern, like attack types are supposed to. So how do they work in synchronization? I think the word is like harmony. I guess we'll go harmony. The way they work is like this. When the Beyblade gets hit off balance, the rubber is triggered and it kind of goes around the stadium. Now, in the anime, the owner of Surprising, Shu, for those that don't know, he essentially trademarks a move called Counter Break, which is when he commands his Beyblade to go up to the ridge of the stadium, tilt, and come back in aggressively. And we're going to be trying to recreate that. But I have a couple of rules I'm going to be implementing to make this harder and easier. Rule number one, I'm allowing myself to switch out the layer if I have to, because Spryzen has really bad burst resistance, and I want to be able to pull it off without Spryzen bursting, and I want to win the match. Two, in order to successfully pull it off, not only do I have to win, like I just mentioned, but I also have to burst the opponent. I am not going to be using any Beyblades with intentionally bad slopes, but I will be using Beyblades that have weaker slopes that burst, but not as often, if that makes sense. I guess the best way to rate it is like pre-dual air. We have this guy, just Nepstrius, who has really bad bursting, burst resistance, not bursting. So he's really bad. Meanwhile, we also have Beyblades like, what's one with a really good set of slopes? We also have Beyblades like, Kalzar with great slopes. At one end, I'm going to be looking for the Beyblades about right here. So they're not going to burst every time, but if they do burst, they burst. So that's going to be kind of the goal. So with that being said, let's go ahead and try out getting Counter Break. I think a good Beyblade to start up against is going to be a stamina type, so I'm going to use Zutron. Now Zutron has really good slopes, so I don't expect to but burst Zutron. But I do want to try and learn if there's any way to purposely pull off Counter Break. So right then, I went to the edge of the stadium, but I didn't really get to pull off Counter Break like I wanted to. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. Now these first couple of test battles are going to be really just for me to learn how to pull off this move, because half the move is knowing what you're doing, the other half is pulling it off. So I'm gonna keep trying, and if I get any good attempts, hopefully I can catch them. If not, I'll have to recreate them. I think another thing I need to be completely aware of is that Spryzen is really aggressive, So if I can't get it in the first couple of hits, I may not be able to get it, because the other Beyblade will just have really low stamina like Zootron has right now. And then one more thing I didn't think of until now is that in order for Counter Break to work, I need to launch flat. I can't be aggressive at the start of the round. I have to pull off a burst using Counter Break. And Counter Break is only triggered by another Beyblade. So I don't really know. Yeah, I can't pull it off this round, so I need to be more time efficient. And I know I said earlier, well, I don't know if I said earlier, but I think earlier I said that my goal was to not, or was that I could switch out the surprising lair. I don't think I will. I want this to be an authentic, yeah, that's the word, an authentic Counter Break, meaning Horizon S2 has to be the one to pull it off. Now let me just practice something. So if you tilt the launcher, you do still get that pattern, right? Okay, so that didn't really answer my question because I didn't get it there. But how is the rubber able to be really aggressive? Because if it can't be aggressive, then that kind of ruins the whole premise of this video. Now, I'm pretty sure that if you launch in like that, you should be able to hit the rubber, but he seems to just not be aggressive. Maybe it's just not triggering, but he does seem to be pretty... Yeah, that's a pretty good flower pattern, so maybe the goal for Counter Break will just be to get hit and then go aggressive. Maybe I don't need to activate rubber or hit the edge of the stadium or something. So those will be our new guidelines. I think that was English. I don't know if I said the words correctly, but those are going to be the guidelines for this video, and hopefully we can flip. That was a really good win for Horizon. It just wasn't at all a Counter Break. That was just Horizon getting a good burst on Zootron. So we need to keep trying this. I think the best way to do it, now that I think about it, would be to launch Horizon a little lighter so that he doesn't deal as many attacks at the start of the round. And then hopefully that means that if I get hit, I'll be more likely to be more aggressive. The other thing is that I can't really use attack types because I can't really know if I counter braked or counter broke. Is that the past tense? Counter broke correctly? I'm going to switch to the Beyblade I'm going up against. I'm going to switch over to Kanox. Kanox, I think, has more stamina and has a more aggressive lair. So hopefully that'll help out with my quest of performing Counter Break. I just landed on top of Kanox that round. Let's see. Okay, let me grab the parts. I'm gonna keep trying, and then I'll let you guys know if I get anything. We're about 5 minutes later, and I'm really starting to realize just how hard this is going to be. It's only been 5 minutes, but I'm learning that Counter Break is a really unpredictable move, and that's not good when you're trying to master it. Second thing I'm learning is that when using Horizon, that the opponents you go up against really matter, because some of them, like Guardian Kerberos right here, are really good defense types, and you need those guys. The other thing I learned is that in order for me to pull off Counter Break the way I want it to, I need to win with a burst. Now, technically, the battle we just had counts as Counter Break. Well, you can't really see, but essentially I got hit, I curved in and dealt damage back. That's all I'm trying to accomplish. But because I set that extra rule of trying to burst the opponent, now here I am trying to get it done. Now explain to me how Kerbeus pulled off counter break before Surprising did. That's what I want to know. And now we're still here moving. So I'm a time lapse the first one with the time lapse setting, and then I realized if like that first like 30-second clip, but if I get it in a time lapse, I'm not gonna know I got it. Wrong person to burst. Not gonna know I got it in a time lapse. Or if I get it, I'll know I got it because you know time lapses are filmed in real time, but it'll be a lot harder to unedit it, if that makes sense. Like you'll probably see it in slow motion. It may not look as good, but you'll definitely see it. So come on. Oh, that was such a good counter break. I got hit and then I moved, then I hit back and then I bursted. And why does the layer have to be so bad? Why did I put the rule on myself that I have to deal damage back? Why did I put that rule on myself? Alright, here we go. So I'm going to give it a couple more attempts with this guy, then I'm going to switch out of Guardian Kerbeus, find someone different, and then I'll just film until I get it done, and then we can see how long it took me. I've been doing this for about 7 minutes now. My goal was to get it done at around like 5 minutes, but that doesn't look like it's happening. So we're just going to see how long this takes me. After about another 4 minutes, I realized I think I know my issue. I keep sending in the opponent first and not Surprising when Surprising is one that needs to get hit. So I'm going to start doing this, and then hopefully by the time Surprising to calm, I can launch in a Newbin or any Beyblade and have that not happen. Also, I came really close with Satum and a Newbin. It just wasn't enough significant contact for me to feel like it was truly counter break. Or not contact, significant movement. So sadly I can't count those. I would need to really be hit like that, and then my next hit I have to burst them. Otherwise that's not counter break, that's just getting hit and dealing a lot of damage. But I'm hoping. What was that, Kerbeus? But I'm hoping that I can get this done. So far, I've been at this for about solid 15 minutes. And in my head, this would... Oh! No! Oh, that was so close. In my head, this was going to be a really easy 5-minute video. I didn't expect this to go on for this long. Thought Surprising was better than this. Sad thing is, if I were to switch out Beyblades, or not Beyblades, just the layer, to Legend Surprising, I could probably get this done. But, I said it earlier, I'm sticking with it. We're using Storm Surprising no matter how long this video takes, because I want to give authenticity to you guys, the viewer. That was the opposite of a counter break. I hit him so hard, I slowed down and bursted him. What is that? I just made up a new move for Surprising. I just gave him not even a counter break. I gave him like the reverse counter break. I guess so it's not really a counter, I guess the attack break. So we're back at it again. And I'll let you know how it goes. But it doesn't look like it's going too well. Let me just look at this. I need to then burst him on my next hit in order for it to be a successful counter break. I think I'm going to stick with Kerbeus though. He seems to be doing the best, and that's probably because, you know, dual layer. But yeah, let's try and get it to work. I launch him in. Oh! Oh, I just did it! Oh, I just did it. Okay. Alright, that was beautiful. That's all I need. All I needed to do was use a sparking launcher on Kerbeus. That's counter break right there. That's all it took. That's gonna be the end of the video. I honestly thought this is gonna go on forever, but yeah. Wow, that only took me like 25 minutes being realistic. But still, that was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be to do. So thank you all for watching. I hope you like this random content of Beyblade that I wanted to upload. I've been actually having this idea for a while. Just haven't done it. But I'm going to upload more Beyblade content. I've been focusing on Avengers a lot. But Beyblade is still here. And that's how we're going to reintroduce ourselves. Starting with Counter Break. It's been completed. So if you enjoyed, consider subscribing. And thank you all for watching. That's the outro.